Today, from Ford Field in Detroit, it's Week 8 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Detroit Lions taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They can't be any better as we hit the halfway mark. A perfect 7-0 on the year.
And when we looked at this team in August and we looked at the schedule, we thought they had the potential to get off to a hot start. But I don't think either of us expected 7-0.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by their 6'5" quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
Now Wentz. Hunter Henry brings it in. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Again, it's Wentz. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the former 7th-round pick from FIU at quarterback. It's Alex Magoo.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first-half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he can keep going to the pace he's at, this is going to be a dangerous team come January, and he could very well walk away with the MVP.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. A lane to run there is Fournette able to get about 7 on 1st down. The rushing numbers for Fournette from last week, pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Well, this defense for the Lions, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long, step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Here's Wentz to throw, and he fends him off. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and this is scooped up by the Lions. The 20, 10, and into the end zone. A scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. Welcome back to all of those watching inside Ford Field in downtown Detroit. It's Lion football as we jump right into the action in the first quarter of play. Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It's their 3rd drive now, and so far we've seen a punt. In that second drive, CD, they turned the ball over, so not the start that they were envisioning.
Yeah, they've been ineffective so far, but look, they've worked on a game plan all week long. Don't get away from it too soon. Find a way to get some significant gains, loosen up, get going, and then they should be okay the rest of the way.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Wentz. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. To throw is Wentz. That escapes the sack. He's going to look downfield for Henry. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Now it's Lockett. Nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Lions will take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
Now they'll run it with Scarborough. Breaks through the contact. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. We discuss it a lot, but he is so hard to get to the ground, and we saw it right there.
How about that low center of gravity, the strong frame that he has? If you're a bowling fan, you would understand.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. To throw is Magoo. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be, and now it's 4th down. Butker's kick here is good, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now is Wentz. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Chris Jones in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. A handoff to Fournette. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. The Vikings on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They can use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 19. Wentz now to throw. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Returnable for Lockett. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll start off with a give to Scarborough. Pushes him over, and he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
He's got his receiver, Cooper. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the...
And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's 2nd down. 2nd and 11. Throwing here, Magoo. He'll buy some time right. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. Now Magoo. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Travis Kelce, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that makes our score 17-0. That time a 6-play drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Meanwhile, Wentz's throw here hauled in by Kupp. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Flushed out right. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big play that time on the catch and run. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. To throw, it's Wentz. Finding Bourne here over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, good work in that first half. More from you guys in a minute. But first, let's get to some scores right here on the day before Halloween. We'll start down in South Florida. Chicagoans happy with the schedule makers this year as they get a visit to Miami. And in the second quarter, it's the Bears who are out in front. 2 touchdown passes there for Jameis Winston. From there, let's head up to Cincinnati to check in on the Bengals at home at Paul Brown Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting New England Patriots. DeAndre Swift with a rushing touchdown there. Finally, let's get down to the Bayou. Check in on the Saints at home at the Caesars Superdome. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting LA Rams. T. Higgins, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big play there for Detroit.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. 6 yards left on second down. It's Scarborough again. 51 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Powers through him, and they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. His 5th rushing touchdown on the year, 6th overall. And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Throwing is Wentz. Complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On second down, here's Fournette. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in what you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week. You must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Lions to take over. They've got the lead right now, and remember, they are riding that very impressive 7-game winning streak, trying to push it to 8. They'll start things on 1st down with Bo Scarborough. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
This is Scarborough. A.J. Boye up to make the tackle.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And the Vikings are going to get it back here just past the 35. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Chris Jones, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 15. The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Fighting him off. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 101 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. They run. This is Scarborough. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Magoo back to throw. They'll roll him out right. They'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 22-yard line. Now Scarborough. Oh, some strong running. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Bo Scarborough with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Lions add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Here's Wentz to throw. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. From the gun, it's Wentz. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. And he will have a Vikings 1st down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. Now Wentz again. And that's complete to Cooks. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now Wentz. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Nick Bosa racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Another try after the 1st down sack. Wentz. Touchdown, Vikings. Leonard Fournette, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. And Detroit back in possession of the football. And it's all but certain that this win streak is going to extend another week. Just another tremendous performance in this one. The drive starts on the ground with Scarborough. He gets away from one. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 145 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. One play has him up past the 40 already and another 1st and 10. They try again with Scarborough. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And now they're in the hurry up. Now they try the right side here. And they can't bring him down. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Bo Scarborough, 54 yards. And the Lions are poised to move to 8-0 as they extend their lead even further. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Wentz's throw taken in by Bourne. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. One final try now for Wentz. He's going to let it fly. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one are thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Detroit, they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they will hit the road next week to take on